Good morning, friends. I'm Arthur, and welcome back to Senior Strength Show. Now, before we dive into today's eye-opening topic, if you're over 60 and worried about whether you're aging faster than you should be, hit that subscribe button right now, because what I'm about to share could reveal the truth about your biological age versus your chronological age. Today, I'm joined by Dr. Rebecca Thompson, a leading expert in aging research who's developed simple home tests that can determine if you're aging too rapidly. Dr. Thompson, I have to ask, is it really possible to test our aging speed at home without expensive medical equipment?
Absolutely, Arthur. What most people don't realize is that your body gives you constant signals about how fast you're aging. Today, I'm going to teach your viewers 5 simple tests they can do right now in their living room that will reveal their true biological age.
5 tests that can be done at home. Dr. Thompson, I'm fascinated. But before we get to those tests, I have to ask, what's the difference between chronological age and biological age, and why should our viewers care?
That's the million-dollar question. Your chronological age is just the number of years you've been alive, but your biological age is how old your body actually functions. I've seen 70-year-olds with the biological age of 50-year-olds, and sadly, 60-year-olds with the biological age of 80-year-olds.
That's incredible. So someone could be 65 chronologically, but biologically functioning like they're 45.
Exactly. And here's what's exciting. If these tests reveal you're aging too fast, there are specific interventions that can actually reverse biological aging. But first, we need to know where you stand. And that's where these home tests come in. And make sure to stay tuned because test number 4 might surprise even the healthiest viewers.
Dr. Thompson, why are these home tests important? Don't regular medical checkups tell us how we're aging?
That's a great question, but here's the shocking truth. Standard medical checkups often miss the early signs of accelerated aging. Your doctor might say your blood pressure and cholesterol are normal for your age, but that doesn't tell you if you're aging optimally. These home tests measure functional capacity, how well your body actually performs, which is a much better predictor of longevity and quality of life than basic vital signs.
So we could be getting a clean bill of health from our doctor while actually aging too fast.
Unfortunately, yes. I've had patients whose doctors told them they were fine for their age, who scored terribly on these functional tests. 6 months later, they had falls, hospitalizations, or major health crises that could have been predicted and prevented.
That's sobering. Dr. Thompson, before we reveal these tests, can you give us a preview of what we're looking for? What separates someone who's aging well from someone who's aging too fast?
People who are aging optimally maintain what I call the big 5 functions: cardiovascular efficiency, muscle strength, balance and coordination, cognitive speed, and cellular recovery. Our tests measure each of these directly.
The big 5. I love that. So, if someone scores poorly on these tests, what does that mean for their future?
Well, that's actually the exciting part. Poor scores aren't a death sentence. They're a wake-up call. But I don't want to get ahead of myself. Let's start with the first test, which will immediately tell your viewers something shocking about their heart health. And don't worry, we'll explain how to fix poor scores. But first, let's see where you really stand.
Dr. Thompson, what's this first test that reveals our heart health?
This is the stair-climbing heart recovery test, and it's incredibly revealing. Here's what your viewers need to do. Find a staircase with at least 12 steps. You're going to walk up at a normal pace, not rushing, just your regular walking speed. When you reach the top, immediately check your pulse and start timing. The question is, how long does it take for your heart rate to return to normal? And don't just check your watch, because what happens next can tell you if your heart is biologically 50 or 80.
What's considered normal heart rate recovery?
Here's where it gets interesting. If you're aging optimally, your heart rate should return to within 10 beats of your resting rate within 2 minutes. If it takes 3 to 4 minutes, you're aging faster than optimal. If it takes more than 5 minutes, you're aging significantly too fast.
What does poor heart rate recovery indicate?
Poor recovery indicates cardiovascular deconditioning. Your heart is working harder than it should for basic activities, which predicts increased risk of heart attacks, strokes, and general frailty as you age.
But here's what I want to know. If someone fails this test, can they improve their score?
Absolutely. I've seen patients improve their recovery time by 50% or more with the right interventions. But that's not all we're testing today. The next test reveals something even more critical: your fall risk and life expectancy.
Dr. Thompson, tell us about this balance test that predicts fall risk.
This test is incredibly simple, but remarkably predictive. Your viewers need to stand near a wall for safety, then lift one foot off the ground and see how long they can balance on the other leg with their eyes open. Don't hold on to anything. Keep your arms at your sides and time how long you can maintain balance before you have to put your foot down or grab something for support.
What are the scoring criteria for this test?
Here's where it gets serious. If you can balance for 30 seconds or more, you're aging well. 15 to 30 seconds means you're aging at an average rate. 10 to 15 seconds suggests accelerated aging. Less than 10 seconds indicates dangerous aging acceleration.
Less than 10 seconds is dangerous? Why is balance so critical?
Balance reflects the integration of your nervous system, muscle strength, and spatial awareness. Poor balance predicts not just fall risk, but cognitive decline and overall frailty. Studies show that people who can't balance on one leg for at least 20 seconds have significantly shorter life expectancies.
That's sobering. Dr. Thompson, what if someone can barely balance for a few seconds? Is there hope for improvement?
There's absolutely hope. Balance can be improved dramatically with specific exercises. But I want to move to our third test because it reveals something that shocks most people: how fast their brain is aging. And this next one, most people think they'll ace it. Spoiler, they don't.
Dr. Thompson, how do we test brain aging at home?
This test measures processing speed, which is one of the first things to decline with aging. Your viewers will need a timer and a piece of paper. They're going to write the numbers 1 through 25 as fast as they can, in sequence. But here's the twist. They need to write each number in a different location on the paper, not in a neat row. So 1 in the upper left, 2 in the lower right, 3 in the middle, and so on, as quickly as possible.
What times indicate healthy brain aging versus accelerated aging?
If you complete this in under 45 seconds, your brain is aging beautifully. 45 to 60 seconds is average aging. 60 to 90 seconds suggests your brain is aging faster than it should. More than 90 seconds indicates significant cognitive aging acceleration.
This seems like such a simple test. What does it actually measure?
This test measures executive function, processing speed, and hand-eye coordination, all of which decline rapidly with accelerated aging. It's incredibly predictive of future cognitive health.
Can people improve their scores on this test?
Absolutely. The brain has remarkable plasticity even after 60, but our fourth test is the one that surprises people most. It reveals how well their body is recovering from daily stress, and most people fail it completely. And the result of that test? It might explain why your mornings feel worse than your evening.
Dr. Thompson, what's this surprising test about recovery from daily stress?
This is the Morning Flexibility Assessment, and it reveals how well your body recovers overnight. When you wake up tomorrow morning, before getting out of bed, try to touch your toes while sitting on the edge of your bed. The question is, how close can you get to your toes? And how does this compare to your flexibility later in the day?
What should people expect if they're aging optimally?
If you're aging well, you should be able to get within 6 inches of your toes in the morning, and your flexibility shouldn't improve dramatically throughout the day. If you can barely reach your knees in the morning, but can touch your toes by afternoon, you're aging too fast.
Why does morning flexibility matter so much?
Morning stiffness indicates inflammation and poor recovery. Your body should restore itself overnight. If you wake up stiff and need hours to loosen up, it means your cellular repair mechanisms are failing.
That makes perfect sense. Dr. Thompson, what about people who wake up feeling like they've been hit by a truck?
Those people are definitely aging too fast. But here's the encouraging news. Recovery can be dramatically improved with the right strategies. However, our final test is the most revealing of all. It measures something that determines whether you'll maintain independence or need care as you age. In fact, this last test is so predictive, it's used in elder care facilities to determine long-term care readiness.
Dr. Thompson, what's this final test that's so revealing?
This is the Chair Rise Power Test, and it predicts independence versus dependence as you age. Your viewers need to sit in a regular chair with their arms crossed over their chest. The test is, how many times can they stand up and sit back down in 30 seconds without using their hands? This test measures leg strength, core stability, and functional power, all critical for maintaining independence.
What scores indicate healthy aging versus problems?
If you can do 15 or more repetitions, you're aging exceptionally well. 10 to 14 is good aging. 7 to 9 suggests you're aging faster than optimal. Fewer than 7 repetitions indicates dangerous aging acceleration and high risk of future dependence.
Fewer than 7 is dangerous? Why is this test so predictive?
The ability to rise from a chair without assistance is fundamental to independence. If you can't do this efficiently now, you're at high risk of falls, frailty, and eventual loss of independence.
Dr. Thompson, what if someone can barely do 2 or 3 repetitions? Are they doomed?
Not at all. Functional strength can be rebuilt at any age. I've seen 80-year-olds improve from 3 repetitions to 15 with the right interventions. But now that we've done all 5 tests, let me tell you how to interpret your overall results.
Dr. Thompson, how do people put all these test results together?
Here's how to score yourself overall. Give yourself 2 points for each test where you scored in the optimal aging range, 1 point for average aging, and 0 points for accelerated aging. If you scored 8 to 10 points total, congratulations, you're aging exceptionally well. 5 to 7 points means you're aging at an average rate, but could improve. 3 to 4 points suggests you're aging too fast and need intervention. 0 to 2 points indicates dangerous aging acceleration requiring immediate action.
What does it mean if someone scores poorly across all tests?
While that's concerning, it's also an opportunity. It means there's tremendous room for improvement, and the interventions I'm about to share can have dramatic effects. And trust me, you're going to want to hear what just 4 weeks of focused change can do.
Dr. Thompson, what can people do if these tests reveal they're aging too rapidly?
The beautiful thing about these tests is that they point directly to solutions. Poor heart recovery means you need cardiovascular conditioning, but not the kind most people think. Poor balance means you need specific neurological training. Poor cognitive speed means you need brain exercises. But here's the key. These interventions must be age-appropriate and progressive. The same exercise that helps a 30-year-old could injure a 70-year-old.
Can you give us some specific examples of age reversal interventions?
Absolutely. For cardiovascular recovery, seniors need interval training adapted for their capacity, like walking fast for 30 seconds, then slow for 90 seconds. For balance, single leg stands while brushing teeth. For cognitive speed, specific brain games and puzzles.
How quickly can people see improvements in their test scores?
This is the exciting part. Most people see measurable improvements within 4 to 6 weeks. I've had patients improve their chair rise test from 5 repetitions to 12 in just 1 month.
That's incredible. What about people who score well on these tests? Should they be retesting regularly?
Absolutely. I recommend retesting every 3 months. Aging is dynamic. Your scores can improve or decline based on your lifestyle choices. These tests serve as your aging dashboard. And here's a bonus tip. Keeping a simple log of your retest scores can help spot trends long before symptoms appear.
Are there test results that should prompt someone to see their doctor immediately?
Yes, if someone can't balance on one leg for even 5 seconds, can't complete a single chair rise, or takes more than 10 minutes for heart rate recovery, they should consult their physician before starting any exercise program. Also, if cognitive testing reveals severe impairment, taking more than 2 minutes to complete the number sequence, that warrants neurological evaluation.
What about people with existing health conditions?
People with heart disease, arthritis, or other chronic conditions should work with their healthcare providers to modify these tests and any resulting interventions. The tests are still valuable, but the responses need to be medically supervised.
What's the most important thing for people to remember about these tests?
These tests are not pass-fail exams. They're diagnostic tools. Poor performance isn't a judgment. It's information that can guide life-changing improvements. So even if you fail a test, what matters is what you do with that information starting today.
Let's give our viewers a concrete action plan based on their test results.
Perfect. Here's what everyone should do this week. Today, complete all 5 tests and record your scores. Be honest about your performance. This is for your health, not your ego. This week, identify your weakest area and begin gentle interventions. If balance was your worst score, start practicing single leg stands. If strength was lowest, begin modified chair exercises. This month, retest and track improvements. Most people are amazed at how quickly they can improve with focused effort.
What's the most important mindset for people starting this journey?
Remember that aging is not inevitable decline. It's a process we can influence. Every day you choose healthy behaviors, you're choosing to age slower and better.
This has been absolutely enlightening. Any final thoughts for our viewers?
I want everyone to understand that these tests give you power, the power to know where you stand, and the power to improve. Don't fear the results. Use them as a roadmap to better aging.
What's your final message for seniors who want to take control of their aging process?
The most important thing is to start where you are, not where you think you should be. These tests meet you at your current level and show you the path forward. Age is just a number. Function is what matters. Whether you're 60 or 90, your body has the capacity to improve. These tests don't predict your future, they inform your choices.
That's incredibly empowering. Before we go, folks, please hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell. This kind of actionable health information is exactly why Senior Strength Show exists. Share this video with anyone over 60 who wants to take control of their aging process.
Thank you, Arthur. Remember, everyone, you have more control over your aging than you think. These tests are your first step toward proving it to yourself.
Until next time, this is Arthur and Dr. Thompson from Senior Strength Show, reminding you that aging well is a choice, and now you have the tools to make that choice informed and intentional. Stay strong, stay curious, and keep testing.